This thing just sounds so good, so throaty. It really sounds real. Just look at this. Hello people, this is Mo's Car Vlog, and finally I can present you the all-new 2025 Audi RS3 Facelift. And I've decided to show you the sedan because on the S3 I've already done the Sportback. So let's dive right into this review. In this review we will talk about the exterior, the interior, and we will take it out for a drive. And this thing drives and sounds phenomenal. So people, this 2025 Audi RS3 in Kimura Grey starts at 68,000 euros for the sedan. Just look at it here. They have done so many improvements on the facelift. For example, if you just look at the lights, which you can also change the light animations of, but I would never change it because look at the race flag light here. If you just have a look at this front, you can clearly see how much Audi has done to this car to give it a meaner look, a wider stance, and way more presence. The Sportback starts at just 66,000 euros and the sedan here at 68,000. As you can see in the grille, we've got this honeycomb grille design, which looks absolutely aggressive in my opinion. The little sensor down here, air intake symmetrically, I really love that down here. Also on this side, honeycomb with air intakes, and look at this, we've got the carbon fiber exterior package, giving us carbon fiber basically everywhere. So people, before we continue with the exterior of this beast, I will show you the heart of it, because this is why you buy an Audi RS3. Under this bonnet hides a 2.5 liter inline 5-cylinder with a big turbo. This thing produces 400 horsepower and sounds absolutely phenomenal. I'm so glad that Audi managed to give us in the new 2025 model this beauty of an engine. And also the carbon fiber engine cover on this one here, as you can see, which is also an optional extra. Sweet RS badge here and Audi rings. That looks absolutely cool. Let's shut this bonnet. As I've told you, matrix LED lights that you can change the design of, carbon fiber here, honeycomb, a way more wider grille as it looks. The lights also are improved in my opinion and really aggressive. The only thing missing is the little RS badge, but this front looks so good that I'm not even really missing it. Also, we've got the new two-dimensional Audi badges here. They also look good in my opinion. And let's move on to the side because we have so good looking wheels. We have equipped on this one the RS Dynamic Package, which is an option for 6,500 euros, which basically gives us the carbon ceramic brake that you see here in red. You can also choose different colors. And it makes this car drive 290 top speed, which is so good. Also, we've got a lowered suspension of around 10 millimeters. And if you look at that carbon ceramic, you can see it's actually quite big. And these wheels look absolutely phenomenal. Especially when we step some steps back, you can see that these wheels just give this car such an amazing look. It's so cool. We've got 265 tires at the front and 245 tires at the rear, so they're actually smaller at the rear and wider at the front. We also have the new beautiful side outlet of the RS e-tron of the RS6 GT. It's now made its way to the Audi RS3, giving it such an really aggressive look. Carbon fiber mirror caps, these are an optional extra we have ticked for this car. They have ticked for this car. The black roof, that's also an optional extra, and the carbon fiber sides. So this thing basically has as much exterior carbon fiber like a Urus Performante basically. Look at this, the front, the mirrors, the side, the whole rear. Like, it's so cool for a car like an Audi RS3 to have these options. And this Kimura Grey actually in the sun when the light is reflecting has some gold flakes to it, which also make it look super nice. So people, moving on to one of the prettiest angles of the new Audi RS3, it is the rear. So we've got these facelifted, absolutely superb looking taillights that just decided to turn off on me for whatever reason. And we have the new Audi RS3 badge here, as you can see, also looking really nice. I like these new letterings they've done. They look really cool. We have an absolutely massive carbon fiber rear spoiler boot lid that costs 950 euro extra, but it's so worth it. These new rings, they also look really nice in my opinion. And this car here in front of me is the king of its class in my opinion. It's the most fun to drive, it's the loudest one, it's also the best looking one. I think it looks better than an M2 and better than an A45. It's also the king on the Nürburgring of these cars. Yeah, it's done the lap record of it. It's done the lap record of its class, which is absolutely phenomenal for a vehicle like this. A low weight on this car actually. This car does not weigh that much. It just weighs 1,565 kilos as a sedan, and the 0 to 100 is in 3.8 seconds. And by looking at this car, you would think that the boot must be so small, but you're wrong. I'll show you that in a second. But before we do that, I have to show you this diffuser here, because as you can see, this thing here is also fully covered in carbon fiber here. As you can see, we've got the RS Sports exhaust, which is just so cool, with 4 pipes, 2 on each side, and this new diffuser with that Formula 1 reflector here in the middle. So a really beautiful back. I mean, when I just look at this back and step some steps back, even though it decided to turn off the lights on me, which makes it look so much cooler, I absolutely fall in love with this thing. So much carbon, perfect rounded exhausts, really nice looking wheels, that diffuser looking aggressive, absolutely beautiful badge, and it really just looks perfect like this as a sedan. Please let me know in the comments if I've done the right choice in choosing the sedan over the Sportback for the review, and let me know which one is your favorite. And now let's have a look at the 321 liters of boot space. I mean, look at this. It goes in so deep that it's actually great space here. We also got that little cargo net. We got some space here underneath. It's sadly just manually, so you have to open it yourself. You can open it with the key as well, but you have to close it yourself. But 321 liters is not that bad for a car this small. Also 12-volt socket there. And also a very nice feature we have on this car, as you can see here, is the backup camera. And I really love backup cameras, but it's a must-have on a car this expensive. But look at this carbon fiber spoiler here. Just wow. So people, let's now go, jump inside, talk to you about the interior, and then we will take it for a drive. Let's go. We've got a really nice door handle. I like this one. And we've got the Dynamica style finish here, which looks so good, with the red stitchings and everywhere the Dynamica, the Alcantara. It's so cool. It reminds me of the Audi RS6 GT, Sonos sound system, and of course I had to get a car with the carbon fiber bucket seats. The other ones didn't have that option, but I absolutely wanted to show you this beauty of a seat. So check out the rear seats here as well. They also remind me so much of cars like the Audi RS6, Audi RS7. That's what's so good about this RS3. Check out these seat belts. And let's take a seat in the back before we jump to the front. So people, sitting in the back, I have enough space and such a beautiful seat in front of me. Also enough headspace. We've got a little Dynamica Alcantara finish here on the console, which is so cool. I love how you can just ruin it with your fingers. And 2 USB-C ports down here, which is also quite good. We've got a climate control zone here. It's not individually controllable, but we still have a climate control, and these carbon fiber bucket seats that I've mentioned like a million times. The seats are so comfortable. It's really nice to touch this little, I don't know, in Germany they call it Waben design, but they look like honeycombs. So this is what is so cool about the Audi RS3, about this one, about this spec. So much Alcantara, so much Dynamica, black and red seat belts, like a proper RS, like an RSQ8, RS6, etc. And let's now go to the front. So people, moving on to the front, we basically have the same door, just with the controls for the mirrors and for the windows, more Dynamica, and the phenomenal ambient lighting. This here is actually your ambient lighting. These holes light up at night, and I'm gonna show you a clip of it. It looks so good. Sonos sound system here. RS3 doorstep, which looks so good as well. I absolutely love this classical design. We have these perfect looking Audi RS floor mats that also look like they're from a model above, like an RS6 or something. This new steering wheel, which I love. People are debating about it, but I love it. I'm gonna show you the seat now from the front. Just look at this. RS here in high gloss, super nice looking, with the Dynamica finish here as well, the honeycombs on the seat. Just look at them. They give this car a touch which is just so much more sporty, luxurious, and absolutely amazing. But they are manually adjustable. not electronically. But this one here, look, you can just, it's easy to get in and out of it because this one here is in leather. It's not like on the carbon fiber, it's not like on the bucket seats like the BMWs, where this is stiff and you can't get in. You can actually easily sit on this or anything. It makes it easy to get in and out of these seats. So let's now jump inside. So people, what we can instantly see is the new steering wheel, the matte carbon fiber finish on the interior, which I also love, the red designs on the air intakes, which looks so cool, and that something has changed in here. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the steering wheel. It's completely covered in Alcantara, aluminum paddles now, not plastic, they are aluminum. Audi is listening. RS button for your modes, which makes it so much more easy than to select the drive select down here. The flag for the performance mode, and it's actually gotten crazy startup in the performance mode. Also the buttons here, it's easy to use. They are very sensitive, but you will get used to it. And this is our infotainment screen, we know it. I absolutely love also, and I think this car is, from the interior, also the best of its class. We still have normal buttons for our climate control zone. Down here, also normal buttons for our ESP. It's very easy to use this car. It's super user friendly. And all in all, also sitting in here, quite sporty. It feels like a small car. The first time I sat in here, it felt very small, but this is the class, yeah. Every car in this class feels super small, but still we have everything here, every assistance, every driving assistance you would wish for. Multiple gauge clusters, as you can see if I put it in the RS torque rear, because we got a torque vectoring at the back, which is so smart. We get a new display. We had this previously, so this car also dynamic wise improved a lot. This is how they also managed to be the Nürburgring King. This thing down here is new for the facelift as well. It's straight out of the e-trons and stuff. The new drive selector, 2 USB-C ports, and I think that's enough talking, and let's start this beast up and take it out for a drive. So people, let's now take out the Audi RS3 it's not a performance, why am I saying performance? Let's now take out the Audi RS3 Sedan for a drive. Let's fire it up here really quick in the performance mode, a little bit louder. As if, yeah, this is so crazy. How did they get this car through regulations? I don't understand it. So, basically the facelift of the Audi RS3 is here, and it's one of the best facelifts really I've ever seen, because they improved so much. They improved on the driving dynamics, they improved on the sound on a facelift. Normally they get more silent, and they improved on the looks, and I really like this car, and I will show you why in a second. The whole car in itself feels so small. This steering feels like I'm driving a go-kart, which is the most fun part about it, and the sound of the 5-cylinder is actually insane. Like, the valves open up at like 3000, and once you get there it becomes so much more louder, and I'm not even in the performance mode yet. What is also quite nice is we have here the RS monitors, and as you can see, this shows me basically my whole temperatures, my oil, my transmission oil, my cooling, my torque splitter, which I'm going to talk about in a second, and my brakes, and here is the G-forces, and here's our tire temperature. So everything you need to know is in this car, in the RS monitor. Are you hearing this? In a modern new car, a sound like this. This thing just sounds so good, so throaty. There is nothing fake about the sound. It really sounds real. Like, look at this here. My temperatures are good, so let's give it some throttle. Crazy, and even the blow-off valve and stuff. This thing is so fun to drive. I can't comprehend it. It's just 400 horsepower and 500 Newton meters, but it feels so much faster. And the new animations they made here, the new gauge cluster, I absolutely love it. This is what I like about Audi right now. They are listening to the people. This is what I really like about Audi. They are listening to the people. We wanted this gauge cluster back instead of these stairs, and they gave us this one back. Aluminum pedals, they listened. The steering wheel, people are complaining about it, and I'm also not a fan of this airbag cover. But the way you hold it with this flat bottom, flat top, and the Alcantara on this RS3 is just so cool, so sporty. This is a steering wheel that feels like driving an R8. And to have that in this small car is really fun for me. Also, there is a lot of new features, like I've said, the light animations, as we can see here. When you take a look here, the light designs, 5 different light designs, but I'm not gonna bother with them because I will just leave the race flag. Why should I change it? And now I will talk to you about the torque splitter, because Audi have worked on it a lot. And wait. The torque splitter basically can control the power individually of each wheel. So it makes this car more dynamically. And you can also drift this car when you go into the RS torque rear mode. In this mode, they will turn off the ESP and stuff, and you could actually drift this car. The sound of the 5 cylinders is just so good, and I can't wait to do a launch control and measure the times with you. Listen to that sound. Listen to this downshift. So nice. This is, in my opinion, the most fun Audi with the R8. I think so, yes. And it's the king of its class 100%. It's better than an A-Class AMG, CLA AMG, and also, this is a tough one, but in my opinion also better than the BMW M2, because this car is so unique. It has a 5-cylinder, it's nearly the only car in the world with a 5-cylinder engine, and just the setup of it, it's the RS3. It's the one everyone knows, it's the one everyone loves, and I'm also loving it. Let's give it full throttle here. It really just goes. It picks up and then goes. And it sounds so good. It's so loud in here. So people, we've got some space. Nobody's behind us. Let's do a launch control of the new 2025 Audi RS3. So people, let's now do a launch control of the Audi RS3. Let's go. Oh! That's 3.8 measured. This is what Audi has claimed for the 0 to 100, and the car did it just like that. And it just went sideways as well. So in summer, with warmer weather, with hot tires, this thing would drive a 3.5 or something. I'm telling you, this thing feels so quick, and it is. It's just so fun to shift this 7-gear transmission. Really, it's really so fun. Really fun to shift through these gears, to give this car some throttle. I've also found myself just cruising like this in the automatic and giving it a bit of throttle, like this, and enjoying the 5-cylinder noise when it opens up the valves. Other than that, the RS3 can also do your daily driving activities, like you've seen here, the rear view camera. It can also, the lane assistant and stuff works, so you can drive it long distance journeys. Let's turn it on here. The assisted driving, I've now turned it on, and now it will hold its lane, it will steer itself, it will drive at this speed. Look, it's steering me back in. So you can also drive with this thing long distance journeys, and you've got all the assistance systems, but it's a bit stiff on the suspension. I think you don't buy this car for long distance journeys. I think you buy it for some fun. And in my opinion, the RS3 is so much fun. It's actually really crazy what Audi have done there. They have really improved this car a lot with the interior accents here, with all the love to the details. The new face of the car, the new rear. They made it louder somehow, they made it faster. It's the king of the Nürburgring in its class, 733. I think that's even faster than an M5 CS, or just a little bit slower than an M5 CS on the Nürburgring, which is so crazy if you think about it. All the carbon options, the new colors they added to this car. So you can see Audi is moving into a right direction, and this is what I really like about this car. The next Audi I will review is the Audi RSQ8 Performance, and with that car Audi also broke a Nürburgring record and also moved into the right direction. So I can't wait to review that for you. For this Audi RS3 review, I hope you are enjoying it until now. I will do one last pull in the front there, and then I will end the video. For those of you who have enjoyed, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, it's working, so let's go. Oh, that was so fast. 3.8 again, consistent. It's consistent on the launch. And look at these downshifts. It's so aggressive in the performance mode when you let it do its thing. Now look at me braking. It will shift down automatically. This thing is fun. This thing is a monster. It is probably the most fun Audi out there. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye.